Hey guys, welcome to GlamGuru Talk with me, Abhishek, on GlamGuru Facebook page. And today we are going to talk about once again a very important topic and something which has taken a lot of attention from the past couple of months. As we all know that we all are going through the current COVID-19 pandemic situation, and once again, GlamGuru Talk is in front of you to talk about the important element, aspects, and prospects about the pageant industry. And today in this talk, I have decided to talk about the current pandemic situation because we have seen how this situation has already affected a lot of industries. People are working from home, manufacturing is happening on a very delay basis, emergency services are on alert, and primarily the entire nation and worldwide we have seen a lockdown in several countries who are fighting against coronavirus. And in this current situation, as far as the pageants are concerned, they're also have become a challenge for all the organizers to put up the show for the audiences. As you all know, that pageants are all about celebrating the diversity, femininity, and around the world culture exchange happens at such events. And if that is not able to happen on a huge scale, then you can expect the kind of thing it's gonna be and how people are gonna be joining these pageants. And since it's an online event, it requires a lot of attention of the people and lot of support from the fraternity, be at fashion, be at the talent, be at the advertisers, be at the event management, and all these aspects are very much important to put together a show like this. So now the question arises, that's the agenda for today. I'm going to discuss with all of you, and I request all of you to join us for this conversation so that we can have some good points from your side and we can come to a very conclusive to a great conclusion. So firstly, it is very important to understand that how the current COVID-19 situation is going to affect us. Well, the most important thing for any event, be it pageants or be it an award show or any other, is to have an on-ground event. And that is going to be a major challenge for all the national and international pageants at the moment. As you all know that the Miss India organization in India is planning to have a new format. They are planning to come up with something really interesting, but that remains to be seen what will be done in short span of time. And as of now, there is no announcement yet, although but they have announced that the call for entries are still going on, and they're looking at having a pageant with a new format, maybe digital. We have already seen the new franchise holder of Miss Universe Nepal has already announced to have app-based pageant. They are guaranteeing to have the best digital pageant. So that remains to be seen whether Miss India would also be able to conduct a show or to channelize all this in such a way that it is as evident, effective, and entertaining as it used to be. So the on-ground eventing thing is going to be first major obstacle. The other aspect of a pageant industry is the talent monetization. The audition needs to be done. It requires a gathering to happen. Contestants from around the corner come to participate, to give it a shot. And also for the international pageant, it's going to be a celebration for 15 to 20 days. And Miss World pageant last for a month or 40 days. So that requires a huge amount of preparation in order to make sure that the staff, the contestants, and the crew is safe from any kind of infection. So that's going to be another challenge. The third important challenge which I can expect is the audiences, which makes a pageant worth watching. You have seen that specifically pageants like Miss Universe pageants have huge number of participants as well as the audience and the viewers at home coming and joining them in from these countries. And if we can, how can we expect an event or a pageant without the supporters? So that's going to be a very important aspect to be considered in order to have a great show. Now, talking about the other element which are also important to conduct a show like Miss Universe, Miss World, or any other pageant is also the advertisers. See, we have seen that in the past couple of months, specifically post-March, there has been a huge decline in the in the revenue generations of the companies, advertisers, and the sponsorships are getting it is getting tough for the organizers to get sponsorship. So that is also going to be a major obstacle for these shows. Specifically, if I talk about some pageants Most of the national pageants, be at Ecuador, or if I talk about some other pageants in Latin America, they are have postponed their edition because it's going to be a very tough situation for them to organize an event. And the pageant fanatic countries like Philippines, they're holding their pageant Miss Universe Philippines in October. Bilibini Filipinas will also be held later on. We have Miss South Africa, which is also expected to happen in October, and they are ready to do it. Although they've already started their search for the next Zozibini. And same way, the other countries are also planning to make it digital, and at the same time to make an to accommodate all of them in such a way that it's not gonna affect their pageant anyway. But national pageant level, we can also certainly expect that, okay, if somebody is not able to put up a show, they might nominate someone, or they decided to to give it up this position to the second placer or the runner-up. But for international pageants, it's going to be a very tough situation. Now I'm going to quickly talk about the top 5 pageants, how they are going to plan this year. And of course, let's start with Miss Universe. I've already told in my earlier videos that Miss Universe is planning to conduct the show either in January end or February mid, and that's going to be a situation. We also have, as we know, that the Miss Universe Puerto Rico organization has already announced that on their post that it's very unlikely to happen to have a show this year. And certainly we can expect that this can happen because we have already seen 2 editions of MU in 2014, which happened in 15 January, and 2016, which happened in 17 January. So it's not going to be a new thing for MU to have a January show, or maybe a February one also. But if I talk about the Miss World pageant, which has always maintained the legacy of happening in the same year, that's going to be a big thing for the pageant organization to conduct the show at the same time. So now the question arises, if they are going to make sure that the pageants happens in the February, what about the preparations? And we have seen that Europe is majorly affected by the pandemic and by the coronavirus, and the situation there, specifically if I talk about London, is not good. So how they're going to do it? They are going to come back to China, which is also very unlikely because China is, as you all know, has suffered hugely, and the virus started from Wuhan. So it's going to be a very tough call for the MW organization in order to make sure whether they are able to conduct a show or not. We'll move on with this conversation. I would like to add on some comments. We have got one comment from Aparnika. She's saying, will the pageant happen in 2020? Well, Aparnika, that's what exactly we are discussing right now. MU is scheduled to happen in January or February, and MW remains to be seen. We are getting from the sources that MU can confirm about its status soon, and maybe in the month of July, maybe July end or August first week, MW is going to make sure, looking at the chances and overall development of the pageant, what's going to happen next. So that's Aparnika is about those 2 pageants. And also let me add on to other pageants. Now I talk about Miss International. As you all know, I've already told in my earlier videos, and you all are very much aware that Miss International has already announced that they're not going to have the show this year. It's been postponed to 2021, and that's gonna be not so good situation there. Now let's talk about Miss Earth. The pageant started in 2001, and as we have already seen that Miss Earth Philippines is happening on a digital platform. They're having the rounds, the prelims round on online, and they've been assessed by the judges online. So certainly we can expect Miss Earth also to happen this year, and we are getting from the sources that it will happen in the month of December, and it's probably going to happen around 10th to 15th December, probably in the second week of the December. And it's going to be a not big pageant, not a very stretched one. You can expect certainly a pageant of 7 to 10 days. They're gonna do most of the activities maybe online, and to conclude the show and put up the pageant for the coronation, they might have an event for a week or so. Now talking about the 2 most exciting newbies, not a newbies, but now very exciting ones. One is Supranational, Miss Supranational, and Grand International. So Supranational, as far as we are getting from the sources, will happen this year. They are also planning to have a show. They've already done the promotions for the 12th Miss Supranational edition, and as you all know that recently only we got to know that South Africa is going to send the second runner-up to Miss Supranational, and we are also getting from the team to know that there are very high chances that they will not be postponing this year's Miss Supranational, and we can certainly expect the show to happen in December. So in that way, December is gonna be a power-packed month as far as pageants are concerned. And usually Supra happens between 1st to 9th of December. So certainly they might extend it to a week or something. But surely we are, as of now, can see that that can definitely happen in the month of December. As far as again the stretch of the whole pageant is concerned, again it's very quickly to say, but we also expect them to shut down that event for about a week or so, and we can expect again a short Miss Supranational happening this year. Now, I would like to talk about a pageant which has taken a lot of stir in the pageant industry, and that is Miss Grand International Pageant. And Grand International, Mr. Nawat Itsaragil, who is the owner of the pageant, has already made it clear in the recent press conference and press interaction in Thailand of Miss Grand Thailand, where he said we are all prepped up and they are looking at having the show. But the one confirmation which is not yet clear that whether they will have it in Venezuela, as they have already announced last year, or they're going to come back to Thailand to organize this show. Well, as far as the prospects are concerned, it looks likely to happen in Thailand itself. Reason being is one, Venezuela is not prepared with the kind of situation. There were economic, distress earlier. But as far as preparations for the pageant are concerned, it's gonna be much costing and gonna be tough for the organization, in order to organize this event. So it is very likely that it can happen back to Thailand. As far as the time slot is concerned, there is no confirmation whether they will have it on the exact date, that is 24th of October, which happens every year from 2015. But we can certainly expect it to slightly delay to November maybe, because Thailand is not much affected by it, and Thailand is one of those countries who have made a good who've taken great care of their citizens, and the number of cases and the number of the spread of the virus is not that prominent in Thailand as the way it is in Southeast Asia or in European countries. So that could be a situation where Thailand may look upon having the show, grand show in Thailand itself. So that's the overall picture about the our 5 or 6 leading pageants. Let's take one more question. We have Kritika, and she's saying even if the pageants are telecast digitally, how can we expect girls to gather at one place? Well, Kritika, that's a very valid point. The problem in front of the organizers right now is to make sure whether they're in a condition of having one common coronation or one on-ground event, because it not only requires contestants but also requires organizers, crew, staff, the on-ground staff, the advertiser, the logistics, the event management guys. So it's a huge risk to be taken, and that remains to be seen how these organizations would take. I'm going to talk about them only, the prospects of pandemic on the pageant industry and what kind of scenario would change. I'm going to take that quickly. But as answering your question, I really think that it's going to be a tough call. But again, since it's about pageants and you need to have an event, the crowning ceremony, or an interaction with the contestants on a place, so that's going to be a tough call, and we really expect that the organizers will solve that. Now, I would like to quickly talk about a very important aspect, that is the prospects of this virus. See, if I take this opportunity to make some change in the pageant fraternity, I really believe that it's a great time for the big pageant organizers to take it a lead and transform pageants to make it more relatable to the local and global audiences. For example, if I talk about India, Miss India pageant is planning to have a new show, a new format, new concept. So that could be a thing to relate with the audiences on a global platform. The Universe Nepal is already doing it to make sure that the local search is also near to the global audiences, because when it is online or internet or app based, people are gonna you're gonna get a lot of exposure globally. So that's a very plus point. Now the question arises, how you're gonna make sure that the audiences touches the touches the pageant virtually and they're connected. Well, MU has been couple of years, has already trying to connect the audiences and the viewers and the fans with the pageants, and that's what again we can expect them to do this year. So why not to have a online an on-ground event with relating and connecting the audiences online. We have seen very transformations like use of Twitter questions, Facebook. We have also seen questions being asked by Skype. at Miss Universe and many other experiments. So why not to have people joining the pageant live digitally? They're able to watch it, and they can also be seen on LEDs. They can also be shown. They can also be shown during the live telecast in a tab, or in an LED, and that's going to be a very engaging thing. And as far as the pageants are concerned, the international pageants may look at having the pageant in a closed door event, maybe in a studios or somewhere, a setup where there are a very limited number of people, and the live telecast is gonna be a surviving and exciting part of the pageant. The creative needs to be done in such a way that it maintains the excitement of the people, and at the same time it's also making sense. So that's what is all about, the overall picture of about how they're going to conduct this show. And I really hope that this year is not going to be disappointing, although we can certainly see not as much of the excitement as far as the stretch of the competitions are concerned, but definitely it's going to give them new opportunity to make something more relevant, and at the same time to make sure that it's a thing which is promising and forthcoming with the kind of environment we are in. So that's all for today, friends. Thank you so much for joining us on GlamGuru Talk on our platform. We will keep coming back to you with some more related topics and interesting aspects of the pageants. Do watch the Insight with GlamGuru this weekend, once again on Saturday, with someone new, and a great topic is coming your way. Join us there as well. And don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, and also subscribe to our channel on YouTube, where you get all the exclusive content related to pageantry. Till then, stay safe, stay home, and have a great night. Thank you very much.